The new year has brought huge uncertainty for many of the workers at JJ and HB Cashmere Mills in Ileathan, what most people still know as the Ballantyne's Mill. I've been involved in a number of discussions over the last few days with first of all the administrators and then with a potential purchaser for the mill to try and create the best possible environment for the mill to be bought as a going concern. It is of huge significance to the board as it is a world-class company and it is vital that we do whatever we can to ensure that it continues. The extremely bad weather over the Christmas and the New Year period has brought a huge amount of difficulties for constituents in the Borders and Pennycook also. There's been considerable concern about the capacity of Borders Council to ensure all of the road networks was properly gritted and cleared. And whilst myself and my Westminster colleague Michael Moore have paid a huge amount of tribute to the hundreds of staff at Borders Council and the other public agencies, as well as carers and volunteers and local communities who've done sterling work in making sure that people who are vulnerable or those who are in the most remote parts have some form of access. But similarly, we've been very concerned about the proactive work of the government and the lack of support that should have been provided last week. We were contacted by the council, being warned that crisis levels were soon to be approached if stocks of salt had not been replenished. And last weekend, Michael Moore and myself were lobbying very hard. Michael, the Westminster government, and I spoke on a number of occasions to the Scottish Government Resilience Room, and I spoke personally also to Cleveland Potash, who's the company, one of the two mines in the UK that provides councils with the salt. I'm pleased that that lobbying work had brought about increased deliveries this week in advance of what could be a cold snap. But it does show, I think, the need to be very vigilant in the Borders to make sure that we've got a strong voice. And I think that some of the roads that were unable to be cleared could have been averted if we had had the right level of supplies of salt and if the government had activated its emergency procedures straight after Christmas, which I understand the salt industry in the UK had warned both governments to do. The difficulties caused, of course, very considerable concern for the farming community, as well as the repercussions with the roads network, with potholes and also maintenance issues. We have called on the government to give particular attention to the Borders, which has been particularly hit over the last few weeks, and we will continue to lobby as far as that's concerned.